tell you that everything begins. The tree begins as a seed. How do you know the seed is the beginning? How do you know it's not the end product?
There are no Negro problems, or Polish problems, or Jewish problems, or Greek problems, or women's problems. They're human problems.
Jesus says, "Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven." And that's the way we see the resource-based economy, or the Venus Project, that you can create all your spiritual aspirations, but make it a reality. That's what we're trying to do. People say, is there life after death? But we think for so many people there isn't life during life, that they take on old values that have been handed down to them, and they take on old aspirations of their parents and their parents' parents and live a life that has been lived hundreds of years ago.
It's easy to point out that some of the greatest minds that have contributed to some of the most powerful inventions to our world have come from non-establishment institutions, have worked on their own, they've done their own study, they've guided their own direction of information. They didn't just sit in the classroom and take in the rote information, do the step-by-step processes as oriented by the establishment, and then grab their diploma and degree, and hey, now I'm an expert in a given field. The most tremendous minds, the most tremendous contributions comes from those that are outside of the box. I don't even need to give examples of that to make that known. So,
hey, how you doing? My name's Brad. I'm from Manchester and I'm a member of the Zeitgeist movement. I found out about the Zeitgeist movement through a guy called Jack Fresco who runs the Venus Project. Absolutely brilliant idea, it was all inspiring. I believe in freedom of mind and freedom of speech and people making their own decisions. Not having to listen to some governing body that tells them what it is they should be doing. We should be telling them how to run the place, not them telling us how to run the place.
We can look the other way and leave the rest up to the government. Why? Are we not a part of this world too? Could the next victim not be you? We're not even going to concern ourselves with the deep-rooted problems that caused it in the first place. The whole premise behind the Venus Project is to achieve global unity. Not global control or a new world order, as some people like to rant about for no apparent reasons relevant to the Venus Project, but a completely voluntary, non-forceful, brilliantly innovative, global resource-based economy of everyone's own free will, so we can surpass petty religious differences, and territorial differences, and monetary differences, and start looking at the bigger picture.
People's lifestyles, and we start out at the basics when we get into a moneyless society. Let's start off the basics. What's the first thing people need right now to survive? Clean air. That's first and foremost. We get the air as clean as possible. 2, food and water. People are starving, they're thirsty, and no access to food or water wherever they go. So we're going to make that an abundance. Right? 3, energy, fuel. Make sure that we have alternative fuels and alternative energies, and we improve them all the time, every single day. Work on improving our access to electricity and fuels. That's extremely important because that fuels an economy. Energy pushes our economy forward, or any kind of economy out there, whatever it works. What's 4? 4 is clothing, I believe. Everybody needs clothing to wear to keep them warm, or unless you're in a hot place, and let's say you're down in Mexico, or maybe you're living in Texas, or let's say Arizona. It's extremely hot down there, and so maybe you might not need clothing. A lot of people like to live in a nude, so clothing doesn't mean anything to them. But what's 5? 5 would be medical care. Everybody needs medical care. They need access to it. Not being charged all this money just to have their, have an operation. If they're trying to get a replacement for a heart, you shouldn't have to pay $50,000, $60,000 for a brand new heart. 6, transportation, I believe. And then we have to get to education, of course. That's important. All these basic necessities will be very, very important in the beginning stages to a resource-based economy, to a moneyless society. And when we realize that we need to get the basics down first so people don't have to suffer and try to have survival instinct mode on a constant basis, that way we can take away the stress, take away the fear. That way their lives will be upgraded a little bit, that they can finally breathe for once in their lives. Most of us can't even breathe. We've got to hold our breath almost every single moment because every day we're staggering about, am I going to have some income? Am I going to have a paycheck next week to pay for my alcohol and my cigarettes? Now, we shouldn't be thinking about alcohol or cigarettes. And all the drugs that we use right now in our society is based off the monetary-based structure. Think about it. People want a scapegoat. They're sick of the way the world is, so they have to go use some sort of a scapegoat.
I don't know if you need to hear what I'm about to say, but it is important. We are living in a sick society where we have greed, corruption, fear, war, poverty as the social norm. It's sickening, and it's time for a change. We are capable of a lot more than this. We are capable of doing things that you may not even comprehend. We are capable of doing almost anything with the way technology is evolving today. It is possible to provide for everyone in the world with the necessities of life. It is possible to do better.
There are always going to be challenges that we humans need to tackle. But we need to have better tools. We need to have better tools to tackle those challenges. We don't have those tools right now. We don't have them. We need to socially evolve to the next level so that humanity can grow. So that humanity can go beyond the next level, so that we truly can become a civilized world. It's time for humanity to come together in a way that has never been possible before. Thankfully, to global technology, satellites, telecommunications, the internet, we have the capability to do amazing things that have never been possible before. And it is time for us to start doing it.
Yes, I'm the United States Government Coordinator. I basically help to facilitate the development of the U.S. state chapters, and I communicate information on what we are doing as a global movement through online voice chat meetings with state coordinators. And I also help to connect them with internal resources and help them with suggestions for activism in their state. A lot of the work happens on the ground, connecting with local people in the community and having good conversations to broaden their views and introduce them to new options for an economy that is sustainable.
Yes, definitely. Hello, everybody. My name is Gilbert. I am, if you will, the international chapter coordinator for the Zeitgeist movement, which means I'm responsible for the performance of every international chapter, and also I'm involved in a lot of the day-by-day organization of the movement, meaning I mediate in conflicts, make sure that all the organizational processes are up to date and continue to evolve.
Greg.
The first thing that anybody should ask themselves is like, what do I want from contributing to this direction? A lot of people come in here with a whole set of ideas about the movement, and they don't really know where they would fit in. So the most important thing would be to familiarize yourself with the general direction and see how you yourself would view yourself contributing.